Hey guys, so one of my tires has a very small leak and I tried to get it fixed at the tire store, but they told me the rim is bent and there's nothing they can do to prevent this from happening, so they told me I have to purchase a new rim. So of course I don't really want to spend that kind of money, so I decided to try a different route, and that's what I'm going to explain to you in this video. So what I picked up at the auto parts store is this liquid that's called slime. So this is what you fill into your wheel, into your tire, and that's supposed to help fix small leaks. And when you purchase this, you have to make sure you get the right kind, because there is a version available that is only for like smaller vehicles or slower vehicles, but if you have something that goes on the highway, then you really need this kind of stuff here. But now let's finally get started. So we're going to fill this liquid through the valve, so we're going to have to open this up. But before we do this, we have to make sure that the valve is located in the upper half of the wheel. So in case your valve is right now located at the bottom half of the wheel, then you may want to drive forward or backward just a little bit in order to get the valve to the upper half of the wheel. At this point, we want to release all of the air out of the tire. And in order to do that, we have to remove the core of the valve. And luckily, there is a small tool that comes here with the slime. That makes it really easy to remove the valve. So if you look into the cap, this black cap that comes with the bottle, then in there, hidden in there, is the tool. So you're just going to put this cap here right on there, and then you start turning counterclockwise, and that's how you unscrew the core from the valve. You have to be a little bit careful when it comes loose that it doesn't fly away because of all the air pressure coming from inside. So carefully remove the core here. So this is what it is. Put that to the side. You don't want to lose this under no circumstances. So we're going to need this later on. So we put it on the side. And then we're waiting for all the air to escape. And while we do that, we can already prepare the bottle with the slime in it. First, we unscrew the cap of the bottle and then take the seal off, which is underneath. And then the next step is to take that small piece of hose that comes with the bottle, and we're going to squeeze this right onto the bottle cap, and then screw this right back onto the bottle. Now, depending on what type of tire you're going to put this liquid inside of, you have to make sure to read the back side here of the bottle. That indicates how much of the liquid, how many ounces you should fill in there. So I have here a smaller car, so that means I'm going to put in about 16 ounces. Now it's time to connect the other end of the tube with the valve. So you're going to notice that trying to squeeze this on is kind of difficult to do. It's really hard. And it is a lot easier just to twist the bottle, and that way you're going to twist on the tube onto the valve. And then simply squeeze the bottle in order to push the liquid into the tire. And I do have a couple of comments on that. So first, it's not really great to have the valve right on the top portion of the wheel here. So I think it's much easier to do this when the valve is a little bit further to the left or to the right, because right now you have this weird angle. And that piece of tube is just really short. So if you're trying to lift the bottle to make the liquid flow in easier, then you're just going to put a kink into this tube and then it doesn't flow at all. And then I have one more comment on that little cutout where that tube is stored in. So this port here. So if you're not careful and you put too much pressure on there, then it seems to kind of crack the bottle right here. And then chances are that the slime is also going to come out that way, which we really don't want to prevent. But then on the other hand, the slime should technically take care of any leaks in the bottle itself. So I guess you can see how well this stuff really works. When we have enough of the slime in the tire, then we can unscrew that tube again. And before I reinstall that valve core, I'm going to just use a little bit of paper towel to squeeze in there and to rotate in there in order to get some of the slime off of the inside of that valve, just so that it doesn't mess up the valve core or the valve. I don't know, it doesn't say that you have to do this necessarily. But I just decided to do this first. And then we're going to reinstall that valve core. So we have that here on that little tool that comes with the slime. And then we're going to screw this back in. So you want to make sure that it's secured in there. You don't want to over tighten it, but don't make it too loose. So make sure it just sits in there well. And now at this point we have to use our pump. And now we are going to reinflate the tire to the specified pressure. So the pressure depends on your car, on your vehicle. And for me, this is here 3.2 psi. So I can set this here exactly with this little pump. And this is going to take a couple of minutes since we are pumping it up from 0. With the pump that I have here, it took about 5 to 7 minutes. And while we're waiting, we can disassemble our slime bottle here again. So we're going to first take that a little bit of tube off, and we can put that back into that slot that you have on the side of the bottle. And then also don't forget to put that cap on. Because when we seal this up right, then the slime here in this bottle is going to be okay to be used for probably another half year. So you want to keep this around just in case you have another issue with a different tire. And now once our tire here is fully inflated, we want to drive around with it for like a couple of minutes, maybe drive around a mile or two in order for all that slime to get into all the nooks and crannies and to fill up that slow leak that I was having here. And that was already it for this video. I hope you found the information helpful, and if you have any more questions or comments, then please leave a message below.